All right, guys, what we have here is a 2011 Honda Accord Cross Tour. This installation video is the same for a 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord and 2010 to 2012 Honda Accord Cross Tour. First thing we're going to do to start this installation is remove this end panel from the dashboard. It's very simple. Any sort of pry tool. We like to use plastic ones because then they don't scratch the dashboard, but just sort of pry out on it and it will unclip. And you can just pull it right out of there and move it out of your way. This lower dash panel, believe it or not, it unclips the same way. So this one, you can either use a panel tool, or if you feel like it, just kind of pull on the sides of it, unclip it like that. And then you're gonna unplug this connector so that you can get this panel out of your way, and you'll be left with this. See these clips here? Those need to come out and go back into that panel so that when you go to put the dashboard back in, it actually locks in. So those just pop out. If you look at the panel itself, right here, you can see where they're supposed to go, and these are missing. So just clip them back on the same way that these are on here. So again, that when you put your dashboard back together, everything locks into place. Underneath your steering column, there are 3 screws. There's one in here, and there's one down inside here. They're all Phillips screws. You need to remove those 3 screws. What I normally do with these cars is make sure that the steering wheel is out as far as it will go towards the driver's seat, just giving you more access to those screws and to where you need to work. Once you do that, this lower steering column cover will unclip. I've already removed the screws, so I can show you how it will unclip. And then the tilt wheel arm needs to be moved, and then this cover will come right off and out of your way. Once you've done that, the connections you're looking for are very simple. They're all right in your face. You're looking for this white guy right here. Sometimes this one is green. In this car, it's white. Not this green one, definitely this white one. And then this connector here, which is the main ignition harness. To remove the main ignition harness, there's a little release button here. You push in on it, and then this guy will pull out like that. And then you can remove that ignition switch. We've also removed a zip tie that mounts here. The reason we remove that is you're going to want to pull this harness down inside here so that you can fit your new T-harness inside the steering column. And once you're done doing that, which we'll show you, we put a new zip tie in here to pull everything back up here tight. The other connector you're looking for isn't quite as easy to find, but it's over on this side, which is behind the steering wheel and down behind the blinker lever. This is the parking light connector. There's a clip on one side of that you just squeeze the clip, and that connector will come right out, and then you'll match it up to the connector that we supplied you. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and make our connections. I like to mount the remote starter. Somehow we got it backwards here, guys. Sorry about this. Okay, so I like to mount the starter up in here. So you're going to want to pull your wires through here like this. All 3 connectors are going to come through here. Once you get them through here, obviously you can make your connections. This guy's gonna go right there. This guy's gonna go up into here. And you push that in while you're, and that's gonna lock that in. This one you're gonna wanna run, I like to run this up and over the ignition, the steering column, and plug it in to that parking light harness on this side. And then this guy, which is green on ours, is going to go where this white connector is. And those are all your connections. Once you've made the connections, you're going to program the remote starter. The way you do that, hopefully you guys can see it in the video here, is put the key in, turn the key on, it goes from red to blue. It's now programmed. Now, you're gonna mount your antenna. Yours may not look like that, but it's got double-sided tape on the back of it. We put them over the rearview mirror. You're gonna stick the wire up inside the headliner, bring it over inside this seam here, and then you're gonna pull this rubber door seal off and run it all the way down inside that rubber door seal, and then into here where you're gonna connect it to the remote starter. Once you've got the remote starter program, the antenna cable is run and connected, you're going to start the vehicle with the key. Then you're going to press the brake pedal, and at the same time as you're pressing the brake pedal, you're going to hold down the remote starter button and listen for one click from the remote starter. That one click just says that the engine RPM was learned by the remote starter, so now the remote starter knows that what the engine RPM is at idle, so when it goes to remote start the vehicle, it will disengage the starter correctly. Once you do that step, you want to wait about 10 seconds before attempting to test the starter. For some reason, these remote starters will tell you that you never did that tack learn until 10 seconds goes by. It'll keep telling you to try again to do tack learn. Okay, once we've installed the starter and we're done, we can now test the starter by hitting the lock button on the remote control that came with the car 3 times. Lights are going to flash. Vehicle starts, doors lock. Then the lights are going to flash again, and then they'll come on and stay on. It's set to run for 25 minutes, and it will shut off all by itself if you don't drive the vehicle. If you want to shut the vehicle off, you can hit it again 3 times, and that shuts it off. With this long range remote, you're just going to hold the button down until the light on the remote control goes completely out, and it will do the same steps as it did when you press the lock button 3 times. Now, once you go to get in the vehicle, you just get in the vehicle and turn the key 2 clicks to on and drive the vehicle accordingly. Do not turn it to start because it will grind the starter. So make sure you're only turning 2 clicks. If you press the brake pedal by accident before you put the key in, the vehicle will shut down and then you can simply restart it with the key. Thank you.